Alrighty, good evening and welcome to Radio K-Man Sports Extra. Ooh, I'm a little loud in my headset. Sound very exciting. Alright, so I'm your host for tonight, Dionne Anglin, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful night. And if you're tuned in via radio and you're in your car, please do so driving safely, right? We're going to campaign for that, safe driving. And we have a few people in our studio tonight, and I will start with the first guest. So we'll be chatting with the lead PE specialist for secondary schools. We have Coach Aaron Pollard. All right, and I'll have the two young ladies that's with him introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Janelle Smith, and I am the current head girl of John Gray High School, and I am also the event director of our Cape PE I'm very excited to have you here on air with us today.
Alrighty, and what's your name?
Good evening, K1. My name is Azania O'Connor. I am a student senior leader, and I work with the management team.
Awesome. You said Hossania? That's a nice name.
Thank you.
That's unusual. So the John Gray High School A-Levels PE class is here to discuss the aerobic spin burnout competition. Am I correct? All right, so the students are hosting an inter-school spinning aerobics competition, and this event will be graded as part of their final exam for their A-level physical education class. Okay, so we're going to hear all about that when we get back. But in the second segment, we're going to hear from Coach Ernie Gilly Seymour, football coach, former football coach. I think he's still doing his thing, right? Just not working for government anymore. And his son, Antoine Chico Seymour. If you didn't know that was his son, you know now. All right, so they'll be joining us in the next segment to talk about the fabulous football match that will be taking place on May 11th. It's all about, honoring Coach Gilly and all he's done for football in the country. So we're going to hear about that and a whole lot more. So stay tuned. Stay with us here on Radio K-Man Sports Extra. We'll be back in a minute.
Let's talk health, K-Man. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is launching a public consultation on May 1st to help develop a new national health strategy for the Cayman Islands. And we need your help. We want to hear your thoughts and experiences with healthcare across all three of our islands. Your voice matters. Log on to gov.ky/health-wellness or email mohfeedback@gov.ky to learn more or to get involved.
This is Cody Scott, and I work in the water and wastewater sector. I am concerned about the vulnerability of our island's freshwater resources to climate change. Less rainfall and sea level rise affect the amount and quality of our natural freshwater. Households and the agricultural sector depend on these resources, as do our wetlands and forests. Protecting our freshwater resources is a critical priority. To learn more about the climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise the public that the annual bulk waste collection will once again take place in May, in preparation for hurricane season and replacing the traditional year-end collection. Residents are urged to prepare and separate their items ahead of the week assigned for collection in their respective areas. Any bulk waste that is put out after the announced dates will not be collected. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to the DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the bulk waste collection, please contact the DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Every day, thousands of us use our roads.
I drive to work.
My dad drives me to school.
I make deliveries across the island.
But with every journey comes responsibility. Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences, so let's make a commitment to safety. The Cayman Islands government invites you to take the Safe Drivers Pledge. The pledge is our opportunity to show our dedication to creating a safer environment on our roads.
Do it for your community.
For your loved ones.
For yourself.
Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
Information, Entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we have Coach Pollard, and we have some John Gray students in the studio with us, and it's Janelle and Hosania. All right, so we're talking about your spinning session, your spinning competition amongst the different schools. How many schools will be taking part?
6 total.
6 total. Who are the schools?
SciFec, CIS, St. Ignatius, John Gray, Cayman Academy, Cayman Prep, and yes, that's all the schools.
Okay, and if you're just tuning in, they're hosting an inter-school spinning aerobics competition, which will be graded as part of their final exam for A-levels physical education class, okay? So, it's how did you guys come up with this idea? How did you come up with this idea?
Well, after we evaluated like the pros and cons, we realized that Cayman is more so based with track and field, football, netball, swimming.
The focus sports, right?
Yeah,
the core
like
focus
that's
sports.
what it's known for. So, sir introduced the idea of spinning, and like at first it was like, but then like after everything came together, the planning, the organization, and everything, we realized that was like the best choice.
Okay.
To go with.
Awesome. And what does this spinning class entail exactly?
So
The rules and for people who may not know what spinning is, they probably think you're just spinning on a chair. Just let them know what. Just tell us a little bit about it.
So for the spin competition, it's spin cycling. So you get on one of those stationary bikes and you do workouts based on spinning on the bikes, but it's one of those bikes where the seat is like raised more.
Okay.
So in the
High intensity workout.
high intensity. So in the competition, what will happen is we will have the people competing get on the spin bikes, and they will go through the workout led by a spin trainer. And so you go through a series of different things, some sprints, some endurance, spinning, and basically you do that to music. So the music, you have to try to match what you're doing to the music, and so it's like quite fun. It's like a workout, but like spinning, cycling, dancing, all in one.
Yeah, it is very fun. I agree. And especially the lights. Like the lights change as the song change, the beat change, and you just like
The lights on the bikes or lights in the room?
There are lights in the room, almost
nice.
similar to LED lights.
Oh,
like,
nice.
They change as the song changes.
So you guys have tried it before?
Yes, Mom.
How long have you lasted?
We did the whole.
Oh, you can't tell your secret.
We did. It wasn't as bad as like we anticipated. Like it was actually really fun. But you just have to be disciplined to do it.
Can I ask a question? Did your butt hurt? No, my butt hurts when I sit on the bikes. I have to have extra padding, especially when it's your first time. They always tell you after 3 or 4 sessions, it gets numb and you get better. But it's painful.
Yeah, well, for part of the workout, quite a bit of it actually you're out of the saddle, so you don't have to.
That kind of really high intensity.
Yeah,
that's good.
And even for the ones that are not like high intensity, I believe that they have like paddings that you can put on.
That doesn't help me. All right, sounds good though. Sounds good. How does this, this project that you've chosen, how does it reflect your goals or your interest in physical education?
Well, Mr. Pollard, he loves to brag about how sports is a trillion-dollar industry.
Yes.
Especially in the Caribbean, it's pretty underrated, and I think it's really cool. Like getting to plan and put on this event, and we get to doing the coursework. We get to learn a lot about how sport works, how managing sport works, and just like the sporting industry.
Yes.
And so this SBA really helps us like see it firsthand. We get to witness it. We get to really indulge ourselves in it. So it just helps me like expand my knowledge and grow my skill set, experience a lot of new things. So it's really nice. It's really been beneficial thus far putting on this SBA.
I would like to add to that.
Sure.
Sarah's always talking about how like what you do now will impact what you do like out in the world.
Yes.
So like doing PE in school has benefits to your health, to how you eat, to how you move, like in the wider world. And I feel like this experience like help us, because imagine if physical education wasn't like in schools. If we went to the tournament, then we just be like unfit and like not keeping up. So I feel like that's what will help us with the wider world or the future.
Okay. Do you guys play? You ladies, sorry, play any sports outside of what you're doing now?
Yes, Mom.
What do you play?
Oh, I run track, I
Okay.
play netball, and I play football.
Awesome. Janelle?
Not currently. I've been really busy, but in the past I have done dance. I really love dance, and I also did shot put for a bit.
Okay. At what age did you do dance?
I did it for quite a while actually. I did it from I think like age 7 to 14, I think.
Okay. So what was your fitness level like when you first started this class? I'm very interested to know. How fit were you? How exhausted were you after? Because you haven't played in a while. You haven't done any physical activities in a while.
Well, for PE, kind of regular PE in school, we do have to do like sports and stuff, so that helps to keep me fit, like engaging in those activities, practicing the sports and the skills and stuff. But recently when we did the spin competition, I was like, that was a really good workout, and it was also really fun. So it's motivated me to try to work out more and make my workouts not only like intense or train me for what I need to be able to do, but to make them fun, so I'll want to keep doing them. I enjoy it.
Okay. Coach, tell me, what exactly is your role with this?
Well, I mean, I am just a facilitator in this.
Yes.
The main goal, besides the marks that the students are attempting to get here, but because they're in leadership positions, it's you see certain qualities that we use for the future coming out. We would have started planning this event since last term.
Okay.
It takes a while to get to this point. And so, for example, we would have had to do the research. Right? So they would have had to design questionnaires, online questionnaires, and send it out to schools. People, decide what event they want to have. And then based on the results, we analyze the results, we make decisions, rational based on it. So there is a full rubric from CAPE, CXC CAPE for this project. And my role is just to guide them along it. Now, because I have experience in doing it for so many years, I try not to tell them what to do. Right? I want them to make the decisions. Sometimes because you don't have the time, they may make a decision, but you see down the road and okay, that's not going to work out. So I have to explain to them, well, no, that might not work out because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
What about let's try it this way? And as Susania said, I think generally they will trust my judgment. and they will come along, and I'm proud to see them in leadership positions and making decisions, and even when sometimes the other members, because the class is 17 students.
Okay.
And when other members of the class may not be pulling their weight, they stepping up to do what is necessary to get the job done. So,
will all 17 be competing?
Well, that's a good question. Now, remember, they are not competing in this.
Okay.
They are the planners.
They're just the planners.
Yes.
Okay.
So they basically will be behind the scenes, making sure everything goes well. So from the setup to the running the event and then the breaking down of everything.
I'm glad you said that. I thought you guys were actually taking part in it.
Yeah, so what I did, because as Susania said, that the spin, and it's the same for more clarification, it's the same stationary spin class that you will go to at the gym.
Right.
All right. And so what we did is that we designed a competition based on that.
Okay.
Right. And so these students, they have been planning it out, they will implement it. And what we do, according to the syllabus, we need to invite outside parties. So we invite the schools to come and support. So these schools that are coming are also invited to make a field trip out of it and bring their supporters. We plan to have, noisemakers and whistles, and it's a whole production.
So the other schools, will they be participating in it as well?
Correct.
Right.
So they will have at least 2 persons participating and the rest of the students spectating.
All right. And how many students from John Gray will be taking part?
Good question. So we have, in total, we will have 14 bikes.
Okay.
And we have, one bike is for the instructor.
Okay. So that's 13 then.
Yeah, so 2, so it's 15 in total.
15 in total.
Right.
Okay.
So each school would have, to the other 5 schools, I should say, we invite them to have 2 or more. And whatever is the difference, John Gray will make up. So John Gray may have about 3 or 4 athletes in it, and the other schools will make up the rest.
Okay, sounds good. How exactly will you all be graded?
Oh, good question. Now, it's a long rubric. It's a total of 75 marks.
Okay. And
from the minutes of the meeting to finding sponsors to, the breakdown, thank you letters, even this, what we're doing right now, is for marks. So there is part of the rubric that speaks about press release. So we have to show some evidence that, we had. So we have an Instagram page, that's social media press release. Plus we're doing this, so we have to take a nice photo after this interview.
Of course.
And put in our portfolio. Now, what the students would have, besides the actual event, they have to produce, and so we are almost through that, producing a portfolio.
Okay.
Of all the work, with all the letters that went out to the schools. We invited officials, dignitaries, that kind of thing. So it's a big production.
Awesome, because I was about to ask how you all are preparing to ensure that this event meets the standards expected by CXE. Yeah. And who will be grading you?
Yeah. So CXE, basically, they would send someone on the day to moderate the event.
Okay.
And so the same rubric that they are looking at, we have it. So we basically would be, since we started planning it, going through, making sure that we have everything so that the students can get full marks. And as you said before, this goes to their final exam, physical education CAPE exam. And this event will make up 40% of the exam. So it's a big chunk of it.
Very interesting. Very nice. So what have you guys... I keep saying guys, but it's because as athletes, that's what we say, right, guys? Yes. But what have you learned about teamwork and leadership through, organization with this competition?
So from this experience, something that I can say that all of us learned is how to learn to lean on each other for support. Right. Because we're year 11, so not all the time we're going to be in class. Sometimes we have other subjects to focus on, and that's understandable. So that's when, say for example, John is in our group, right? And John is absent. that's our responsibility to step up for John and like get his work in for him so that the whole production can be a success.
Okay.
So yeah, like this experience has helped bond us closer together and build teamwork skills.
So right now, are they listening to this interview?
Yeah.
They are. Okay, so you'll be graded on this as well.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. I wish you guys all the best with that.
Thank
So do you have to do, are you guys grading me as well? No. Is there, is there going to be like a press release or something that you all will do from this?
Well, according to the rubric, what we designed a press release. It is not necessarily for submission to anyone. It's just to have in our portfolio.
Okay.
So once we have some level of media interaction, we'll be okay.
Okay, sounds good. So looking ahead, how do you think the experience of organizing this event will influence your future academic or career goals?
Well, so organizing the event has been a very fun, interesting experience. It's a new one for sure. I haven't done anything like this before, but it gives me like a lot of skills, and it like kind of widens my options, or like what I think about what I'd want to do for school and stuff. So it gives me the skills that I would need for team working, organizing events and such. So in terms of future career and educational goals, like I think I would enjoy planning an event with other people. So when I'm looking at jobs or subjects I want to take, I would look at how much teamwork is there involved, and yeah, like
You can leave
so
it right there. That was brilliant.
I agree with
That was
Janelle.
brilliant.
Yeah, I agree with Janelle. I also feel like this whole program like very much like instilled the soft skills that we need for like the wider world experiences.
Okay. And how have you ladies incorporated, I got it right this time, how have you ladies incorporated health and safety measures into the planning of this event?
Well, a health and safety measure, for example, would include like the area for which we're having it. So the venue for the event is our school gym. So the school gym ensures that there is space for us to have the competition and space for supporters and spectators. So the gym is very big. That ensures people aren't like crammed into one space. I know we're kind of trying to move out of COVID years, but like it ensures there's not like a lot of people packed into a tight space.
Right.
Like so that prevents like spread of like pathogens and germs and stuff. And also the people competing, they need their space. Like they're getting a workout, they need the space to breathe and stuff. And also the bikes, we actually had to do the spin class ourselves, and one thing we learned is that the bikes need to be spread out. Sanitized as well. But they need to be spread out like a certain amount of distance apart, because if you approach the bike and it's like the wheel, the things are spinning, you can actually get cut.
Yes.
So another thing that we've thought about is like when we're eliminating people, we have to wait until the end of the round to make sure they don't get off their bike and accidentally go towards the wheel and get cut. So that's a safety measure.
Okay.
And also another safety measure is the shoes that we wear, because these bikes are like special bikes. There are shoes that comes with it. So like there will be a rack with shoes, and like you pick your size, and she'll tell you like how to get on the bike, get off the bike.
Yeah, there is a whole, before the event start, there will be a whole process in terms of education, how to start the bike, how to adjust the bike, how to stop the bike.
Awesome.
How to even get the shoes into the clamps for the bike. It's a big thing.
Yeah. Awesome. I like that. Coach, what role does technology play in the organization and execution of the inter-school spinning competition, and how have you utilized it?
Well, incidentally enough, this is Unit 2, Keep Physical Education. And one of the modules is technology and innovation.
Yes.
So the technology that we would have used, for example, let's look at where we did the research using, Google. We were able to use Google to do the surveys and also get the analysis. Part of the rubric, the SBA, we have to have banners of our sponsors.
Okay.
Now, the sponsors, not all the sponsors would give physical banners. So what we're doing is using the technology. So while the event is going on, we would have projectors up with the banners coming across, that kind of thing. And you have even more the technology of, for example, the headpiece and the music setup with Bluetooth and the lights, and it's
so the bikes are Bluetooth?
No,
it's the headpiece.
The instructor's headpiece and the instructor.
We haven't reached there yet.
No,
Bluetooth bikes. Oh, come on.
The instructor is also organizing the music, right? Selecting the songs off of Bluetooth. It's a big production.
Awesome. You wanted to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Also, I believe that technology really impacted this whole thing, because without it, we wouldn't be able to reach out to the sponsors to like inquire about it. So I feel like it allowed like a faster response rate, so everything was like going smoothly.
Hossania and Janelle are saying, listen, if we don't pass the physical part of this exercise, we're going to pass this exercise. You guys have been brilliant. Congratulations. And thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing this with me. I would not have known had Coach not fill me in on what was going on. I think it's really exciting. Like you said, you guys have had fun organizing it. I think it's fun, and the kids should enjoy this as well.
Definitely.
Should see it more as fun, right? Is it the first time we're doing something like this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, my last question, could you guys explain how community involvement has been integrated into this event and what kind of support you have received? It's a chance to talk about your sponsors, I guess.
Yeah, you can talk about sponsors.
In my opinion, I believe that we receive a lot of support from the Cayman Islands in general.
From the people of the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, the people of the Cayman Islands. Like our school, them approving certain things like the fundraising and all of that. That was really helpful.
Okay.
And like some of our sponsors, Anytime Fitness, Cayman Bay Cinema, Cayman Classics, Department of Sports, Foster's, Kirk Market, Smoothie King, Waffle Monkey, and Winter Circles. Thank you guys so much, because this really helped us a lot with getting the word out there into different environments, different people of different ages. Like, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to Anytime Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the main sponsors, they are the instructors for the event. We are borrowing their bikes. Yeah. So without Anytime Fitness, we would not be able to do this. So shout out to Anytime Fitness.
Awesome. Janelle, you want to say something?
Also, in terms of community and sport and stuff, I also want to say thank you to like the schools who got back to us and agreed to participate in our event, because we wouldn't really have an event without the sponsors and the competitors. So thank you to the schools as well.
Awesome. John Gray students, Janelle Smith and Hossania O'Connor, thank you all so much for stopping by. And the lead specialist, PE specialist for secondary schools, Coach Aaron Pollard. Thank you all so much for coming by, and all the best with this project. I wish you all the best and good grades. All right, we'll be right back with more Sports Extra with Coach Gilly Seymour and Chico Seymour. Stay tuned.
Whether your group works in an office, a hotel, a hospital, or even on the beach, no matter where your group works or what it does, BAF has a health insurance plan for you. You can always count on BAF for affordable, flexible group and individual health insurance plans with professional, friendly customer service. Call them at 949-5089. BAF, your health is their priority.
Our rich and diverse natural environment is one of our most important assets. Strong coral reefs are our first line of defense against intense storm waves. Healthy seagrass beds and mangrove forests provide a nursery for the sea creatures we depend on, while our native forests stimulate our rain cycles and help to control inland flooding. Economic resilience requires environmental resilience.
The Economics and Statistics Office is currently conducting the annual business surveys until June 14th. The surveys seek to collect information needed to answer these questions. How did the economy perform in 2023? In 2023, how much did foreign companies invest in the Cayman Islands? The surveys include all relevant entities that produce goods and services in the Cayman Islands. The surveys are confidential under the Statistics Act and are exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. Your response matters. Do your part. Fill out and return your survey forms to the ESO. Remember, better data, better decisions, better business. For assistance in filling out the forms or for more information, visit www.eso.ky or call 244-4676 or 244-4600.
The 2024 Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge will culminate in the final race event in Grand Cayman on Sunday, April 28th. There is still time to register. Registration is $25 for adults and $10 for children under 18. To register, visit www.racecaribbean.net. If you have any questions, you can email dg5k@gov.ky.
The Health Services Authority has over 120 world-class physicians offering the most comprehensive range of specialist services on island. Our dedicated team of professionals provide the highest quality care in orthopedics, interventional radiology, women's health, geriatrics, and a host of other specialist areas. We are a JCI accredited organization with a proven record of excellence. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you. For more information, visit hsa.ky.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have some special guests in the studio. They are no strangers to Radio Cayman and to our sporting world here in the Cayman Islands. So we have Coach Ernie Gilly Seymour with us. Coach, how are you?
I'm fine.
And your son. What a pleasure it is to have father and son in the studio. Coach Antoine Seymour, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Everyone knows you as Chico.
Yep.
Coach Chico, right? So, okay, so something big's coming up. I just received tickets here. Woohoo! All right, so you guys we've got a lot to talk about. So, let's start. So, as of course, I want to find out who or what inspired the names of this tournament, the name of the tournament, and of course, the names of the teams that will be playing the two matches.
Well, I can't take credit for it. I got to give credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Neil Murray is who brought up the concept of Ernie versus Gilly.
Yeah.
So that was Neil Murray's.
Is he trying to say you have a split personality?
Well, that's my white boyfriend, you know.
Yeah, all right.
I'm the only person can call him that.
Yeah. But we know it means good friend. Yeah. All right, sounds good. All right, so and it's on May 11th.
Yep.
Okay, at the Truman Bodden Sports Complex. So it's the Coach Ernie Gilly Seymour Testimonial Games. Is that what it's called? And it's an all-star and a legends clash. All right, so that'll be good. It starts at 7 p.m.
Yep.
All right, tell me a little bit about tickets.
So tickets are available via the Instagram page, so you can send a message, or if you know one of the players or Coach Giller or myself, you can reach out to us and you can get tickets through that, or you can purchase tickets or entry at the gate also.
All right, it's in celebration, and it's in honor of you. As we gather to celebrate Coach, could you share with us how his coaching philosophy has influenced your approach to the game, especially as he's your daddy?
I'll give you a story of, I think I was 16.
He's just like you. He likes stories. Okay, let's go.
I was 16, and we was preparing for the under 17 national team. And being the father the son of the coach, people tend to look at you differently, right? So is it a favoritism why you're being picked? So I remember I was staying northward at the time, and I called Dad and I said, Dad, I need a ride to training. He said, well, I'm not going to pick up everybody else, so I don't see why should I come pick you up. So he said, fine, all right. So I rode my bicycle from northward to the annex. And when I got there, I'm like, okay, well, I already warmed up because I rode all the way from. No. He told me to join the line like everybody else. He didn't treat me no differently. It was never this is my son, so I'm going to give him special treatment. So it was, from then it was instilled of, what you put in is what you get out of it. Right. So it was taught from a young age that not just because I'm your father, I'm going to take it easy on you, motherfucker, I'm going to make it worse because I'm expecting you to not make nobody question my decisions on me. So they say Coach Giller was rough, but I think being a child of Coach Giller, you understand where the roughness came from, right? In terms of it allowed you to look at life differently because life is not always easy. And sometimes that rough treatment is actually what got us through a lot of hard days and sticky situations because you were able to manage it. So I have to thank him for that.
You're sitting he's sitting next to the best person, right? Because my father's a coach too. So I totally understand. You had to work harder than everyone else to prove that you belong there. So I totally get it. What are some of the key values? Before I ask that, is it adults or juniors that will be playing in this tournament?
So the All-Star, the game will be more of the younger generation, like the Joshua Fredericks and the Terran Woods and the DeAndre Rose. They'll be playing the All-Star game. And then the Legends, we didn't want to put too much strain on the hospital, so the Legends are just going to be playing a halftime game. So,
Are you actually going to be playing at all, or are you just going to be observing everything?
Well, what I'm going to do is what Dionne did when he played for Arsenal, and he was one of the leading goal scorers. Because I did a course in Trinidad, right, on physical conditioning for players.
Right.
And they showed us a camcorder on Dionne and what a striker does during the match. And most of the time he was walking.
So that's what you'd be doing.
But what made him effective was the explosion after walking.
I'm sure.
So that's a yes.
Yes. You'll be walking. Okay.
You'll be lacing up the boots.
Yes, and walking. What are some of the key values or lessons you hope the players take away from participating in this showcase?
Well, when you first thought about what he was doing in terms of stepping away from coaching on the sideline, people need to understand my father's not stepping away from football. It's like when he retired from the sports department, people thought, okay, Coach Giller's done. Yeah. But no, he just retired.
Got scared.
He just retired from the sports department.
Yeah.
Now he's actually just taking a step back from coaching on the sidelines to more assisting as in the technical director of the clubs, helping younger ones develop, older ones develop, male, female. So it's more of taking away the stress of the game in his later years to give back where he can now pass the knowledge on to someone else. So that the testimonial first started off as a farewell game.
Right.
But he didn't like the word farewell because he said he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere, yeah.
So we changed it to testimonial. So it was a chance and opportunity for people to give back to all of the years that Coach Giller has taken away from his family and friends to give back to the countless amount of Cayman foreign children over the years. I mean, I look if you look at how many children may have been impacted by Coach Gill, we could fill the whole Truman Borden if everyone showed up.
Yeah.
And when you ask a lot of the players, would you play in a testimonial game? It was hands down.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely. Count me in.
Yeah.
I had a call today from someone that never had my number and called and said, I see a list, but I don't see my name on top of that list. So it's like, if I was to invite everybody, give everybody an opportunity, we would be playing in an American football game with 2 American football team sides.
Or more than two matches, right? Yeah, for sure. Can you describe how you are preparing your teams to showcase at this event? How are teams being prepared? Is there a training session going on? Is it all just for fun?
Well, it's more
for fun.
More for fun. The testimonial. So what we're looking at when we looked at the All-Star, we wanted to gather the better. I wouldn't say it. Well, yes, the top players that have played under Coach Gillett over the years.
Well, I know how competitive football can get in this country. Right. So how are you garnering that sportsmanship, and what message are you sending to the athletes as you pick your teams to let them know this is just for fun?
Well, there's no such thing as a game just for fun.
Okay, exactly.
Right? So there is a sense of bragging rights for both teams because we hand selected 2 teams in an essence where, like I said, one team predominantly is a team that's just players that played under Coach Gillett as a youth developing, and then some is a mixture with some other outside players. And there's 2 separate group chats I created for it, and I showed both groups who were in the other groups, and the rivalry started.
Right.
And it's all about the performance and the entertainment they want to put on in honor of Coach Gillett.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. You asked a question and I listened to it good. And you talk about the spirit of the game, how they're going to play the game, but it's going to be a nasty, dirty game or whatever. If they're playing like that, then they won't be playing for me. Because that's not what you got to be aggressive. Mm-hmm. No, that's part of the game. But there's ways of being aggressive because, I mean, you got Manchester, Real Madrid going up against Man City. Everybody was glued to the television. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something. They all enjoyed it, but it was tough. The tackles was not soft, but they were done the right way. Mm-hmm. And they can be done the right way.
Yes.
You don't have to go there to try to hurt people, because if they're playing the game,
right.
And I told Chico this already, if they're going to be playing a game where they're going to be trying to hurt each other more than playing football,
right?
Then I'm going to leave. Because I have better things to do.
You will walk.
No,
you'll continue
I'll
walking.
keep on walking because I will have better things to do.
Yes, of course. And very, very good points. To be honest, to be fair, very good points.
Yeah, they got to execute their skills. Mm-hmm. The skills that they learn, the skills of passing, dribbling, shooting, hitting. That's what football is about.
Want to see everything that you've ever taught them over the years displayed on that football pitch.
I want to say what Michael Jordan said.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they asked, because Coach Wood got to hear this one. Mm-hmm. When they asked Michael Jordan, how did you win 6 NBA titles? He said, basic basketball.
Exactly. So true.
Basic basketball.
Basic.
So we want basic football.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. With the football community coming together for this particular occasion, how do you see events like this, Coach Gilly, strengthening the bonds within the Cayman Islands football scene?
Yeah, and it is bringing like the older guys like back together because they're so busy. Everybody's you get to that age, you get real busy with your lives, and minding all of the responsibilities that you have to take care of. So give that moment for people to come back together and reminisce a little bit, have some fun and laugh, Mm-hmm. And for the younger generation to see who some of those older ballers were.
Right.
Not to ridicule them and say, but you were old and washed up. No, they were good players.
But yeah,
exactly. That's why they were selected. I told Chico, Chico, to be honest, to bring everybody in, we might have to have 2 or 3 testimonial matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the calls are coming in. Like I have a friend that lives in Cayman Brack. He called and said he want to be there. You know what I mean? So
lots of subs. More than 11 players will be on that field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
And like I said, we want to learn something in the sporting arena, and that's for all sport, man. We got to learn the art of sharing.
Mm-hmm.
some coaches are selfish. They think if they share with me, my team's going to become better than theirs. Or if I share with them, their team will become better than mine. No, that's what make the game competitive. When we share our knowledge.
Yeah.
And all the great coaches in the world, whether it's basketball or whatever, they share their knowledge with each other, and then they carry the game to the other level.
The game will grow.
Yeah. Take it to the next level.
I totally
all
agree.
those great coaches out there in soccer, like I would talk and say, so I got to focus on Guadalura, all Angelotti. When they're done, they have conventions where all of them be there and just sitting talking about the game, how to improve it, how to make it better, how to make it more exciting.
Right. Gotcha.
So one of the things, too, I wanted to add, the All-Star thing came up before we talked about the testimonial game, especially with the incident that happened in West Bay.
Right.
It was, how do we shine a better light on football? And I think if it was a basketball event and the same personnel were there, the same incident would happen.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what sport it was.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
I think over the years, I would say the interest in football is starting to dwindle. It's starting to dissipate from where it used to be when you watched the Lee and the Ante and the Gearys and the Carloses and the Stokers. When you go to football now, I mean,
what do you think?
If you got 50 fans there, it's a lot.
What do you think is causing that?
I can tell you one reason that I know over the years as a coach, as the generations change, right? In those days, the players were more willing to do physical training, and preparation to perform at a higher level. That's why all of them, they goes up in the bar and they glued to the television when Man City playing, but Man City is well trained team and they're celebrating, but they're not going to no training like that. I can tell you what it is. So that's why there's no excitement in their game. Yeah. You get a boxing match and the two boxers and they're not throwing no punches, man. Let me tell you, some of the people start throwing things at them. Yeah. But you get two boxers who really slugging it out and everybody's going to be glued to the television.
Right.
Gotcha. And what's happening there is the younger generation don't like physical training. That's why a lot of them in this country, the president, they don't want Coach Gill as the coach. Because they know to play for my team, they got to be fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not getting up no 5 o'clock in the morning like we used to do to the Lee Ramones and the Gillespie and the Anthony Ramone. We used to train with Dale Ramone, and he was playing against us. And he used to take us to training at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting us fit to play against him on Sunday afternoon and tell us we're not going to score against him.
It's sort of like the disadvantage of social media in a sense, because now that social media is so prevalent, the kids see the shortcut. They see what...
It's not even them seeing the shortcut. You know, it is the parents giving them a phone to mind them, so they stay inside instead of outside in the yard running up and down playing.
That's one thing. But I can tell you what's happening with basketball, and I'm sure it's happening with football. They're seeing where the Stephen Curry is now. They're not seeing the hard work that Stephen Curry did
behind the scenes, man.
5-6 years before he got to where he is.
Even those singers that they be chasing down when they have these concerts here, they thousands on goals, right?
Yeah.
Even those singers,
they all have stories
behind the scenes. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's tough.
Yeah.
One of the things I see too of growing up watching football as a young kid and came on and watching it now, I remember looking at the weekend paper and seeing the highlights on a Monday for the games that played in the weekend, where you see Lee Ramone scores hat trick against Scholars, Gilles Seymour comes on as a super sub and scored a winning goal. You clip those clippings out, but if you pick up the newspaper now, I guarantee you can't clip no clippings out for
there's nothing like that
for years, right? Yeah. I mean, why do you go to the movies? Because you know what's showing. You know who's acting in the movie. You've seen a preview. So
you're not going to go to the games if you don't know who's playing.
You don't know who's playing.
And where they're playing, you know.
And we were all actors, because the movie star, the athlete, the musician, we all actors.
Yeah, we provided
artists. Yeah. You know, and like I said too, if you look back at the components that build football or any sport, is the physical, the technical, the tactical, and the psychological.
Yes,
they're the 4 pillars. So if the physical is one of the pillars, why are we afraid of it? So you can't have the technical and the tactical and don't have the physical and the psychological, because you can get on good condition also, but psychologically you're not ready. You know, young boys going to the pros and can't handle it because
mentally,
the psychological part of the game is another part that we don't even look at sometimes until we start talking about someone who has mental stress. You know, but it's because we never addressed it early on.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Coach Gilly. Well, you're not retired, but away from government, right? Yeah, we're going to talk what's that feeling like. All right, we'll be back with more Coach Gilly and Coach Antoine in a minute.
Yeah, that's all I say. Freedom.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise the public that the annual bulk waste collection will once again take place in May in preparation for hurricane season and replacing the traditional year-end collection. Residents are urged to prepare and separate their items ahead of the week assigned for collection in their respective areas. Any bulk waste that is put out after the announced dates will not be collected. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to the DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the bulk waste collection, please contact the DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Start your day in the know. Don't miss a beat. Radio Cayman's 7 a.m. news keeps you informed every Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. Brought to you by Cayman National, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974.
CUC Advisory. Customers are advised of a scheduled outage on Thursday, April 25th between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Crichton Drive and all side roads in Crystal Harbor. For more information, please contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200 or email service@cuc.ky.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
So many.
Alrighty, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra, and we're sitting with Coach Antoine Seymour, and we have here Coach Gilly Seymour. Coach Antoine, or Chico, Coach Chico, what exactly is your role in this entire tournament, this event?
Organizer, facilitator. Okay. I'm putting the whole event on. When I spoke to the minister, or two of the ministers, Mr. Kenneth Bryan and Mr. John Seymour, they said the best person to do this for your father would be you.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Why should someone else do it when the person that knows him the most is the person that spends almost the most time with him? And when you look around and see things that happen, you look on YouTube and you look at the testimonials for other people, and you think of why they get it and what was contributed, not just because he's my father, but when I look at what he's done for the Cayman Islands, not just Grand Cayman, the Cayman Islands, why shouldn't he get a testimonial?
Right.
All right? And for me to get the opportunity to do it, it's
an honor.
It's an honor,
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I told the players, this is not going to be an event where I have to chase people around. This is an event that you're doing in honor of Coach Gillet, right? So if you're not willing to do what is going to be needed to make sure it goes off flawless, I don't want you to be a part of it. And so far, if nothing but positive.
Positive reviews so far that I've heard as well. I'm glad you mentioned that. But Coach, looking back on your career, could you share one of the most memorable moments or achievements that stands out to you? And you can tell us also why is it so significant to you?
Well, what really, I would say in achievements, that what really stand out was given the opportunity to coach a under-15 team in the CFU competition that was held in St. Martin. You know, first I was not selected to coach the team, but then problems came in Cayman football when things happened with the executive members, and Cayman was getting ready to host the under-15 CF CONCACAF championships, which we had hosted already. Mm-hmm. We hosted it, but this one was going to be bigger. The next one was going to be huge because Brazil was coming in, England was coming in, and that was the football at the time. We had kids was inspired and eager to go, and you just seen the under-15 tournament, and then teams like Swindon Town and them coming in here, and Man City coming into the under-15 tournaments here. So it was motivating a lot of kids, and we started with a young group. Call it what call it?
All primary.
No man, what the group was called? It wasn't called all primary. We
Came and select.
So we started off with these boys as they came out of the primary school. So what we were actually doing is selecting the best players coming out of the primary school, because we knew them, we watched them during the competition, and that's how you select national teams around the world. You watch the competition, and one boy is going to be outstanding.
Right.
And I want to say something on this radio tonight. I learned something from Pele. He said that you need the players on your team that cannot play as good as you, because without them, you would not be outstanding and get national selection. Mm-hmm. So, in saying that, you scout your league, you look at it, you pick out the best players, and then we would bring them out on Saturday mornings and train them. But when it came to the CFU competition, they were putting someone else to coach the team. And then this thing happened, like I said, I go back now to where the thing happened where the tournament was pulled away. CONCACAF pulled the tournament away from the Cayman Islands because Cayman Islands went under the watch of FIFA. And the CFU was still putting on the tournament in St. Martin. And Bruce wanted to send the team.
Okay.
So he wanted to still honor the boys and send them to the CFU tournament. And the other coaches they thought they never had enough time to prepare the team. And then they called Antoine to ask him if I would coach the team. And he called me same time, asked me what I think. And I said, well, we could easily tell them no because, they took somebody better say, we always wanted the team and we always had the team.
Yeah.
So let's take
the opportunity, yeah.
And then I asked them, what they wanted me to achieve going into the tournament. Did they want me to go to win it? Did you want me to go to see where we are? Because this is what the CFU
to participate or to compete.
This is what.
Right?
Listen. This is what the CFU tournaments are for. Mm-hmm. This is preparing you for the under-17 World Cup.
Yes.
So when you go in there now, it makes you see where you are with your team compared to the other teams in the zone or in the region that we're playing on the CONCACAF CFU, because CFU is on the CONCACAF.
Yes.
And then from there, you come back to the drawing board and you start preparing your preparation and what you need to do to take the team up there. And anyhow, they said, well, we want them to go in there for what the purpose of the tournament, but not to say we're going to win it. And that's how you're going to measure my coaching. Then I don't want the team. So they decide to give me the team. And when I asked them what was the duration of the match, and they told me 70 minutes. 2 35-minute halves. That was one afternoon. They told me that. Reynard, Bruce, Neil, a couple of people was in the conference call. And I said, training will start at Truman Borden the next afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and we're on the track. If you can run for 35 minutes, then you're ready.
Yeah.
That's just first half.
Yeah.
Well, was only one boy ran for 35 minutes. Only one boy out of the whole group ran for 35 minutes. And they were all, bus wanted to go home. And I told them you could go ahead because if this is just first half and if you're tired, you don't want to pay no more, then you still got 35 minutes left to go.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that one boy was Gonzalo McLaughlin Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tough boy. Still a good player out there in the league right now. And I said to the rest of them, I said, well, if you can't run for 35 minutes the first half, we might as well don't play.
Yeah.
And then the training began. So when the training began, the training was, what do we do now to prepare? We're looking at the diet, your exercise, and your rest. The diet, first, what I changed. Ask Chico. You don't eat vegetables and fruits and all of that sort of stuff, right? You don't eat that stuff. You don't play. You don't show up to the training and do your training and do the tests, and whether we do a fitness test or a sprint test or a jump test, whatever test we do, if you do it to pass grade, you don't play. And with all that, you got to get your rest.
Yes.
And then along with the 4 pillars, and we won the bronze medal. We came third in the competition. We lost 1-0 to Dominican Republic in the semifinals. And then we went on to third place against St. Lucia, and we beat St. Lucia and won the third place medal. That Dominican team went on and qualified for the Under-20 World Championship Finals. That same Dominican team. And our team was pulled apart because when I came back home, I started to work with the team, and we were going up in the ladder, and we was doing well. I did well with under 17s with them. We played against Haiti here, and for the first time, we were in the playoff with the Haiti in the final game to decide who win the group. No Cayman team has ever been in no first place challenge position with Haiti. I'm telling you, this is Haiti. At that time, was the best team in the Caribbean, but under 17 in the Caribbean, and we were beating them 2-0 with 10 minutes into the game. But I don't want to go too much on that one because I still don't like the referee that threw me out of the game for nothing. And
referees don't throw you out of the game for nothing, coach.
Right. But I tell you what, he had a reason why he threw me out. But I don't want to go so deep in that reason that he threw me out. But I can tell you one thing, right? That tackle on DeAndre Rowe from behind today in the football game would be a straight red card.
Yeah. I remember.
That was a life-threatening on the left. That could have damaged his career.
Yeah, exactly. I remember it.
But anyhow, and then we went on to the under-20s with that same group.
On that note, it's 3 minutes after 8, and you're the only person that can take me over 8 o'clock.
Okay.
But
good.
I'm getting pressure from production.
Well,
I
don't want to fall out with him.
Yeah, you don't want to fall out with the big man over there. It's production man. But before we go, where can people buy tickets?
Follow the Instagram page at Cayman_All-Stars, and you can send a direct message to get tickets, or you can just come to the gate and pay at the gate.
Awesome, Coach. I gotta get you. You have to have a full hour with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. Well, with you, if I give you an hour and a half, you'll take 2. If I give you 2, you'll take 2 hours and a half.
I was going to play the game, the 90-minute game, the full game. They played the 70-minute game with 2:35 and a half. But I'm going to give you 2:45 and a half.
All right. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. All the best with the 2 matches, with this testimonial. Yeah. Yep. It should be huge. I will be there, and I'm coming to see you not walk but run. All right, that's it. That's it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, as you know, Sports Extra is about giving you the latest sporting information right here in the Cayman Islands. I'm Dionne Anglin. Good night, and God bless.
Good.